Are you looking to take your personal finances to the next level? You're in the right place. Welcome to the Monday Money Tip Podcast, presented by I Was Broke, Now I'm Not, with your host, Joseph Sangle.
Well, welcome to the Monday Money Tip Podcast, the first of the year of 2022. Welcome to a brand new year and all of the hope that it represents. We're fired up to serve you with episode number
183.
And that's my co-host, Megan Hibbard. Are you fired up for 2022?
Yes.
Yes. Big things are happening in the Hibbard household in 2022.
That is true.
What's happening in 2022?
You having a hard time saying 2022?
No, I'm emphasizing.
Oh.
You see what I'm doing?
Yes, we're having twins in 2022.
So Jordan and Megan are welcoming twins, and their big brother isn't going to know what happened. He's going to have
none of us are
double team against him. That's going to be awesome. He's going to be a great big brother. So, and what's the timing on that?
So they're due in April.
They are due in April.
Technically the end of April, but we're thinking more mid-April.
Okay. And so that's going to be challenging for you to be a co-host on the podcast during that time frame.
A little.
So we're working on some in the meantime while Megan is out being a mom of 3, which is unbelievable to even think about, because I remember when you started here, you weren't married.
That's true.
So that's pretty amazing. Mm-hmm. We are fired up for 2022. It is January 3rd. It's Monday. You've had a couple days to recover from your New Year's celebrating. Hopefully it was a great time with friends and family. And we are, as always, with the Money Tip Podcast, committed to providing right now relevant information, helping you advance in your money journey step by step by step. We're so glad that you've joined us again. Hey, if you've not subscribed to this, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. You watch it on YouTube, subscribe, click on the bell. It'll notify you every time that we release a new episode. Also, share it with someone. This money journey is a lot more exciting when you have people that are walking through this journey with you. So we'd love for you to do that. That'd be awesome. So tell everybody what we're going to talk about at the start of the year.
Yes, we're going to start talking about setting goals. So during and beyond COVID. So hopefully maybe we'll be on one day.
Someday we'll say beyond.
Someday we'll say beyond. But our question is, it's the start of a whole new year. Do you have any tips on setting financial goals?
Yes, we do have tips on setting financial goals.
Great tips.
And this is awesome. You know, a lot of people maybe have already set some goals for the year. They did it between Christmas and New Year's, maybe as they were reflecting the back half of December. But it is not too late to set goals, especially financial goals, because frankly, it's been New Year's Day and the day after New Year's Day.
And then here we are.
Now here we are. And so we're excited to talk about that. Before we do, you know what time it is? Let's go.
Now it's time to get caught up with our current money events.
The Monday Money Tip Podcast is sponsored by the Fully Funded Life Membership Program. The Fully Funded Life Membership Program provides all you need to begin winning with money and live a fully funded life. Fully Funded Life includes 4 key components: courses, challenges, coaching, and community. Courses provide financial education. Challenges help you make massive progress in a specific money skill. Coaching is provided by the Fully Funded Life Certified Coaches through open office hours held multiple times each month. All of the courses, challenges, and coaching results in an outstanding community that help equip, motivate, and encourage you to take your next financial steps toward your fully funded life. Fully Funded Life. Courses, challenges, coaching, community. All that's missing is you. Learn more and receive a special offer for Monday Money Tip listeners today at fullyfunded.life/MMT. That's www.fullyfunded.life/MMT.
Awesome. So for today's current money event section, I'm talking about the new year, new you. So it's a question.
Question.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
So I want to talk about what is magical about the start of a new year. Well, I thought about it and said, since that is a current event, it's a new year. We're 2 days into it, working on the 3rd. The hope of changing something for the better, maybe. That something might get better.
Yeah.
The change of pace at the end of the year really causes us to reflect, I think, because we get out of rhythm.
Yeah.
In some ways, it's like unnerving because the normal rhythm is messed up. And we travel from here to there and everywhere.
I do feel like we did travel from here to there and everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to have a GPS just to find out where you're at, let alone we know where you're going. And that's why the blue dot is so important on that map. And then maybe it's the time spent with those we love and cherish the most. And it forces realignment, because you realize, hey, these people that really matter to me, I didn't see them like I wanted to. And especially with COVID has caused that. I think another thing is we're past the shortest day of the year.
Praise the Lord.
Yes. And so what does that mean? Well, it means the lengthening days means the sun comes up a little earlier.
Yes.
And the sun goes down a little later.
So
and that
good.
brings the promise of spring, even if you are freezing where you're currently at. But whatever it is for you, we can all feel it, this magic of the start of a new year. And this is why many people set New Year's resolutions. And so I don't know if a new year means a new you, but maybe it means something new with your finances. And so this current event section is collaborating with, talking about the actual topic, the featured topic of this podcast episode. But I did want to say one other thing just to throw it in. We may talk about it on an upcoming episode the next couple weeks. But if you have not refinanced your house, you need to get on that right away. Rates are headed up. If you haven't noticed, inflation is occurring all around you. And the Federal Reserve, who sets rates on the overnight lending rate, which in turn drives a lot of other rates, has said they're going to raise rates maybe 2 or 3 times in this 2022 year. So that matters. And that's also going to affect housing. Prices are going to moderate, may stall out, may recess a little bit. So that's going to matter. So I encourage you to think about that as well. But it is the magical start of a new year. Set some goals. We're going to help you with that now.
Yeah. So for our success story for today, we're going to talk about all the success we've had. We're getting ready to enter into we've almost finished our first full year of Fully Funded Life. And if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you check it out at fullyfunded.life/MMT. But we have heard so many success stories over the year that it's honestly hard to comprehend, and it's hard to put them all on paper. But we've had people being able to pay off their house, people being able to pay off their car, credit cards. They are moving up the ladder. We've had a bunch of people, move from rung to rung. We've had people go to rung number 9 where they're living their fully funded life and able to help others and wanting to be a coach and wanting to absorb all the knowledge so they can pass it on. We've just seen so many people take a next step in that I think it's a great opportunity for us to reflect on that as we enter into our next year of it and what that will look like for our Fully Funded Life members. We're very excited. We have a lot of new things in store for them, but we really wanted to highlight that and the success that they've seen and that we couldn't do it without them. And we're thankful that they chose us to do it with them.
They trusted us enough to do it. And one of the things that I say from the success is, the fact that we have fulfilled, and this was very important to us, that we fulfilled our brand promises. Mm-hmm. And one of the greatest ones, part of Fully Funded Life, is this fact that people can sign up for 30-minute coaching opportunities with a coach. And I've been a coach for a lot of those appointments, and just seeing people to get their specific questions answered. Mm-hmm. Everything from planning for retirement to trying to get themselves in position to have a budget that actually works, and everything in between, seeing the light bulb moments on Zoom. Mm-hmm. So it's not the exact same of being in the room with them, but it's very close. Kind of like FaceTime helped us a lot. Mm-hmm. And so we are so excited for that. We're excited for how many people have joined. And we do encourage everybody who's listening, if you want someone to be helping you along your entire money journey, we strongly urge you, be a part of Fully Funded Life. It is so cheap. We've made sure that the price is not a reason why you would not be a part of it. And so I encourage you to check it out, fullyfunded.life. And if you want the special offer for Monday Money Tip podcast listeners, well, then go to fullyfunded.life/MMT.
Okay. So for our question for today, we're going to be talking about, it's the start of a whole new year. Do you have any tips on setting financial goals?
Yes. And we have lots of tips. We've sat and thought about this and mapped this out. And, it is helpful to have goal setting, to think about goals. And one of the things I would encourage you to do is, number one, to be realistic and challenging. And so one of the things that you have to think about when you're setting goals is you have to be realistic. Mm-hmm. Like, for real. But it needs to be challenging. You don't want to be, have you ever done this before? I don't know if you have, but you get to the middle of the day and you're getting overwhelmed. So finally it's like, all right, I need to put together a list here or else I'm not going to get this stuff done.
I love lists.
And it drives my mind crazy if it's not on a list because then I'm worried I'm going to forget it. Mm-hmm. So you start writing down the list and then you're overwhelmed because there's too much stuff on the list. So then you write down things you've already done that day so you can put a check mark against it. Have you ever done that?
I love writing down things I've already done so I can cross them off.
Writing down things you've already done and checking them off is realistic.
But it's just
But it's probably not challenging anymore. So I want you to have goals that you can put check marks against, but not immediately put check marks against.
Yes.
Right? Like if your goal is to earn money this year. Oh, check mark. I've earned money this year. I'm done. Well, I would say, hey, be more challenging than that. So that's really important. And it's okay in these goals to have one or two, what I would call the big dream type goals. Mm-hmm. You know, those goals that you aspire to achieve. But that you think, hey, man, it will take a miracle to achieve that this year. Whatever that dream is. Mm-hmm. Put those on the list, of course. That helps you be inspired. But don't make the list so unrealistic that it causes you just throw your arms up in despair.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like when you're talking about it, I'm thinking a lot about a budget. Like this is what a budget is. So you have to be realistic when you're creating your budget. But also if you're just starting out, your budget is challenging to stick to sometimes. You know, like you're having to keep yourself in these guardrails. You're having to keep yourself accountable for what you're spending and how you're spending it and where it's going. And so it is good to be realistic because if you're unrealistic, then you're not going to stick to it. And so I think as you're talking about it, that's the thing I keep going back to. Maybe the thing for you in setting financial goals is creating that budget. You know, we have templates for you that you can use. We have help. We have courses on budgeting. We have videos on budgeting. We have podcasts on budgeting. Like if that's the thing that you need help with or a goal setting that you want to do, maybe it's one of your dreams.
Yeah, I'm pulling up my 2021 goals and just looking at them, you know, on what I checked the box on, what I did not check the box on. And I always put them in different groups. And financial goals is one. So one of them is like how much I want to contribute to my retirement accounts. Mm-hmm. Another one is how much I want to contribute to the kids' college accounts. Another one is, you know, how much money I want to deploy into oxen. And then another one is how much cash flow I want to generate from oxen.
Yeah.
And those are goals that I have. I also have other types of goals, and they're personal goals. And one of them I totally swung and missed on, which is an aspirational goal. Don't mock me. You promise not to mock me if I share this goal?
Promise.
Okay, I like it. You guys heard it. You see it on YouTube. I wanted to write 4 songs, words plus music. And I wrote none songs. So that's a swing and a miss. It was aspirational.
What do you quantify as a song? Because you've been doing a lot of singing.
I do a lot of singing of the current money event section.
We have about 20 remixes of that.
Mm-hmm. Best selling. I wanted to read the entire Bible. I didn't make it all the way through the Bible. I made it about 65% through it. But that's better than 0%.
That is better than 0%.
I wanted to run a bunch of races. So I'm putting these categories. I have personal goals. I have faith goals. I have fitness goals. I have finance goals. You know, and then I have farm goals. A lot of F sounds here.
Yeah.
Right? So fitness and finance and farm and hunting. And hunting sounds an F sound at some level. But here's what I know. I said less measurable, not less important goals. I wanted to grant mercy and be slow to anger. Tried to work on that. And I set goals for I Was Broke, Now I'm Not in the podcast and resource sales and for our other businesses. And so I just want to tell you, I set goals and they were all, many of them challenging. And then I experienced some challenges to achieving the challenging goals. My fitness goals totally got derailed because I had some health issues that prevented me from running. So I'm not saying set the goals and if you don't achieve them, you're a failure. I'm saying set goals so that you have clarity. And when you have aspirational goals, it gives you inspiration. But if they're so far out there and all of them are that way, you will feel like a failure because you achieve none of them. I was able to check off about half of my goals.
That's good.
The other half was a combination of swing and a miss. I didn't swing at all, or plot shift. And that's okay. And so maybe I'm going to set a new goal of writing a song.
That's
with
probably
some
good.
words.
Maybe start with one.
Yeah. Start with one instead of 4. And
4 is very aspirational.
You're very aspirational and makes me feel like a failure. Thanks a lot. No. So I think we've made the point.
Yeah.
So tell everybody the second tip.
Yes.
For setting financial goals for 2022.
Yep. So number 2 is ensure alignment with future plans, hopes, and dreams.
Yeah. And that's really important. So rung number 1 of the ladder is to set goals, to write down those PhDs, the plans, hopes, and dreams. And it's important that the goals you set each year are really stepping stones towards the bigger plans, hopes, and dreams. And some of them are the actual achievement of a plan, hope, and dream. And so, do you dream of retiring? Well, set an annual goal for the amount you want to contribute to your retirement account. Do you dream of advancing in your career? Well, set a goal for the additional education you plan to acquire this year. What classes? What certifications? My bride last year set a goal to get her teacher's license updated, because she had not taught for a while, and you have to take a certain amount of continued ed credits to get that license live and renewed. She did that. That's an educational goal. What dreams do you have for your kids, for your grandkids? What lifestyle are you moving towards? What living arrangements? Is it at the beach? Is it in the mountains? You immediately agreed, I see, Megan, with
At the
beach.
beach.
Okay, that's awesome. I like the mountains. I do like the beach as well if there's golf courses nearby. But there's sharks at the beach, and that makes me very nervous.
But
there might be bears in the woods.
You
but
have
for
to
some
go
reason,
in
I'm
the
more
water.
comfortable with a bear because I can run better.
You're not supposed to run.
I know, but at least I could run. So that the last thing that went through my mind was I'm running
Physical
as
exercise.
the bear ate me. Right? And I think if you're going to go by animal attack, a bear attack is the best way to go. That's just Dwight Schrute would agree with me from The Office.
You're supposed to stand tall and
Stand
act
tall
like you're in
and talk
command.
low and don't make eye contact.
I think so.
Yeah, that's right. And say, bear!
But in fight or flight, I'm definitely a flight, I think.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I'm actually a freeze.
Yeah, freeze then flight.
Yeah.
I like it. So ensure that you have alignment with your future plans, hopes, and dreams. So align those big dreams. So are you taking steps towards all the plans, hopes, and dreams you've written down? Do you want to go to a certain concert? Mm-hmm. Hey, is this year? Okay. Do you want to be able to go to a certain place, travel? Is this the year, or are there preparatory steps this year? Mm-hmm. You wanting to build that house? Is there a preparatory step for that? Mm-hmm. Maybe you should meet with an architect. Maybe you should do some Google searching for some house plans. Yeah. Maybe you should go tour some homes that are open houses to get ideas. So I think that makes sense. Don't want to belabor the point, but I want to make sure you align this stuff with your future hopes, plans, and dreams. You should look at your goals for this year and see synergy with your greater plans, hopes, and dreams for your life, your fully funded life.
I mean, I think the thing to remember is not every dream you have can happen this year. You have, like, for me and Jordan, we have dreams that are this year, but we have dreams that are 5 years or 10 years down the road that we're having to make those steps for now. So maybe, we want to buy a new car, like Jordan wants a truck. And so that's great. Let's do it. But it's not a right now thing, mainly because we're about to have twins.
And because there are no
trucks.
And all used trucks are priced out of control.
So expensive. It's ridiculous. So it's a not now thing, but I want to do it for him.
I'm in support of that goal of Jordan's. It's an excellent goal. I have a truck to sell him. It's a 1997 GMC 1500 with some racing stripes down the side. Not because they're painted on, but because I hit a fence with it.
You would be sad without that truck.
I would be sad without it. It doesn't even have a name. Can you believe I've had that truck for 21 years?
Green Giant. That's what I thought of.
The Green Giant?
Green Giant.
The Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah.
And it still doesn't have a name. I do call it Big Green sometimes.
Big Green, yeah. Mm-hmm. But thinking through your plans and so if this dream we have is a 5-year dream or a 10-year dream, what do we need to do this year to make that 5-year or that 10-year dream happen so that when we get to the 5 year, we're not having to say, ooh, it's another 5 years.
Yeah.
Like you're able to make that dream happen. So
Step by step.
Yeah.
Awesome. And the third tip today is the what?
Set financial goals.
Yeah, set financial goals. So we love to say this all the time here at the podcast, that you should set your life goals, your fully funded life. What does that look like? All your plans, hopes, and dreams. Have a PhD in your plans, hopes, and dreams, PhD in your PhDs. And then set your financial goals to support the plans, hopes, and dreams. And so we really have, 6 different goals that I wanted everybody to think about. And so let's kind of share them one by one.
Yep.
If you're watching on YouTube, we'll put them on the screen here.
Yep. All right. So the first one is earnings goal.
Yeah, an earnings goal. This one's is one that's kind of weird because a lot of people say, well, that's kind of out of my hands. My employer kind of sets it. Or if they're a teacher, it's kind of, this is just it. That's what I get paid. Government positions, this just is what I get paid.
Right.
But, I think it's important to set an earnings goal because it makes you think, hey, is this the role I want to continue to play? Is this income suitable? And also, if you do have fixed income, are there ways to supplement that, to augment that? And I always love to say, you could set an earnings goal that is your regular job, but then you could have side hustle money, or you could have like a hobby that could start producing money. I got a buddy that I've made through Scouts, and he does DJ work. And it's kind of hilarious, like imagining him being a DJ. I've never got to see him in his crowd, but he gets hired occasionally, and he does DJ weddings and all that stuff, and he loves it.
That's awesome.
Normal time, he's working in a distribution center, but on the weekend, he's DJ.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know what his DJ name is, but he makes side hustle money with it, and I love various different things, and hopefully, that I do on the side, and it may make some money. And the difference between a hobby and a job is that the hobby costs you money, and the job makes you money. But if I could do a hobby and make some money, so I lose less money doing the hobby,
It's a win.
that's still a win. And so set an earnings goal. What is your goal for earning this year?
And most people enjoy their hobby.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
the
side
point,
benefit.
yeah.
And I do enjoy my hobbies. plural.
Unfortunately, not everyone loves their job. They can't be as lucky as us.
Yes, that's right. Can't be as lucky as us.
All right. The next one is giving goal.
Yeah, I want you to set a giving goal. How much money do you want to give, and to whom do you want to give it? Maybe we should ask it the other way around. To whom do you want to give money, and how much do you want to give them? And so that allows you to be intentional with your giving. We've talked about this before. That is also known as informed philanthropy. So informed philanthropy means I'm not just giving based on emotions all the time, which is okay. It's saying I'm giving because I have thought about it, and this is where I see the most good being done. I want to help.
All right. The next one is saving goal.
I love this. Saving is a goal that's really important because it is saying it could be building the emergency fund, rung 2, which is a month's worth of expenses, or rung 3, which is a minimum of 3 months. But it's also maybe saying, hey, I'm saving for a known upcoming expense, like Jordan's truck, right? Like you're saving for Jordan's truck, not me.
You could start saving for it if you wanted to.
There'd be a problem in the transference of money, I'm confident. But a saving goal, say you're saving for a truck like Megan and Jordan are. Well, most people cannot save all the money for a truck in a single year. So you think about how much is this thing going to cost, divide it by the number of years until you want to make sure that goal's achieved, and say, okay, that's our goal this year. Okay, let's say it's $20K, 5 years. I need to save $4,000 a year. That's $333 a month, and start saving the money. And that's a great way to be able to break stuff down into bite-sized pieces. And I know somebody's listening saying $333 is not bite-sized. It's just an example. Your example will be different.
All right. The next one is investing goal.
An investing goal. And again, investing is different than saving. They say saving for retirement. It's a terrible word. Investing for retirement should be the words they use. We even say it around here, make the mistake of saying it. But investing says I'm putting my money at risk in hopes of a greater return. So what is your investing goal? How much money do you want to put in your retirement plan at work into a Roth IRA, regular IRA. Maybe it's investments for your kids' college in a 529. Maybe it's investments for going to Disney World in 5 years or 7 years, and you're putting money away and counting on that growth to help you pay for it. Set an investing goal.
All right.
Number 5?
Yep. Number 5 is debt elimination goal.
Do you have debt? If so, set a goal of how much you want to eliminate this year. Are there specific debts you want to totally annihilate this year? You want to just say goodbye to them. Maybe others are too large for that. Student loans come to mind. And say, I'm going to eliminate this much of my student loan debt this year.
Yeah.
Kind of like paying for the truck, right? I have $40,000 of student loan debt. I want to pay it off in 10 years. That's $4,000 a year of principal. So I need to make sure I pay $4,000 this year in principal.
Yep. All right. And the last one is net worth goal.
A net worth goal. So we encourage everyone to measure net worth on at least once a year basis. Ideally quarterly. I calculate mine about every couple of months. So about 4, 5, 6 times a year. And this net worth goal is so important because if you're like most people, when you get your investing statements in the mail from your retirement account or you get them in your email, they just go into the file folder. You archive them in your email or you throw the unopened envelope into the pile. Just whoop. Or you open it and look at it and see if it went up or down and you feel good or bad. And then say, okay, well, retirement is a ways away, so over here. So what net worth allows you to do is get snapshots of stuff that is happening that's not related to your cash flow. And a lot of times we just measure how well we're doing financially by cash flow. But when you go and pull your Zillow net worth calculator or for your house, the value of your home, or you pull another valuation of your house and you've got Zillow and another one, you choose the middle. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, my house went up in value $5,000 this year. Not bad. And I didn't work for it. You will not see that in a comprehensive basis unless you do a net worth calculation and set a net worth goal. Can't set a goal if you're not measuring it. And you won't know where you're at unless you're measuring it. So let's rattle off the 6 financial goals again.
Yes. All right. So earnings goal, giving goal, saving goal, investing goal, debt elimination goal, and net worth goal.
Awesome. And I have a PDF that I've prepared for this before. Maybe we can make it available to everyone. We'll have it included in the show notes. And it's a PDF where you can just print it out and you can write down your goals, those 6 goals. And so we encourage you to do that. It's a great way to start off the year of 2022. The year of amazing financial progress. Now, we have a quote for today, and it's from Lou Holtz, the amazing American football coach, was at Notre Dame, and then at the South Carolina Gamecocks. He said, if you're bored with life, you don't get up every morning with a burning desire to do things, you don't have enough goals. I like it.
That's good.
So, but I think we've gave a lot of opportunities for people to set a lot of goals. So hopefully you'll wake up every morning with a burning desire to do things. Tell everybody what we're going to talk about in the second Monday of the year.
Yes. So next Monday, we're going to talk about setting and sticking to a budget. So if you said this is your year, you want to do a budget, this is the episode for you.
That's right. We always love to start off the year with some really practical stuff. And it's not going to be any more practical than setting and sticking to a budget.
That's right.
We can't wait to see you next Monday. Hey, if you like today's episode, make sure you share it with others that you know that could benefit from it on your social media platforms. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. What's the biggest goal that you're going to set for the year? And I would love to know the one big place you want to travel to. Share that with us. We can't wait to see you next Monday. Until then, get fired up.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Monday Money Tip Podcast, presented by I Was Broke, Now I'm Not. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a review and subscribe. And for more great content and to stay up to date, visit iwbnin.com. We'll catch you next time.